Okay, well, welcome to our Walk to Defeat ALS kickoff. I really wish that we could be in person to do this. And I feel like with having the walk this year in person as an option and, things moving in the right direction, hopefully next year we can all be together for this kickoff. But tonight we can't be. And so here are just some of the things for the webinar. I believe everyone is already muted. We do have staff in the presentation here with us. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in the Q&A, or if you want to share ideas with fellow attendees, go ahead and plop those in the chat. I am going to do some pop-up polls throughout the presentation. I think I say this, if you've been on one of the presentations before with me, I think I say this every time, but this time I really did figure it out and we're going to do it. I promise it's going to be great. And then just so you know, the webinar is being recorded. So for folks that aren't able to be with us tonight, or if there's something that you want to kind of go back on and get a little more clarification, in case I go too fast, then this will be recorded and I will get it uploaded to the website tomorrow. And then we will send out the link in an email. So if you've got team members that you want to share it with, or family and friends, you're definitely able to do that. So you may be wondering, who are these people? Who is this person talking? I'm Kendra Albers. I'm the Director of Development. I have been with the association since 2015. So it's been a great time. I have got to meet so many of you. I was watching as the names were popping in who was joining us. And some of you I've known since I started. And so it's very, very cool. But we are the ALS Association Greater Chicago chapter. So we are part of a national organization, but we serve the territories of 74. So if you consider Interstate 74, Peoria, Bloomington, Champaign, Danville, all the way up, and then into some of Indiana is who we serve. Our physical address is in downtown Chicago, but then I also have our web address listed. The colors that our chapter identifies with are red, yellow, and black. That's a very common question, especially when it comes time to do team t-shirts. It's kind of, oh my gosh, what's your color? Red is definitely what we align with the most. And the sunflower is our official symbol. So in case you haven't figured it out yet, we do have a new theme, which we'll talk about in a little bit, that kind of incorporates all of our chapter colors as well as the sunflower. So I'm going to keep going here. So what do? We have kind of a three-pronged mission. So one of them being advocacy. So Julie, our president and CEO, is very, very active in the advocacy efforts. Anytime there's a fly-in or a chance to meet with legislatures or any of that, she is very much there. And we're very lucky in that department that advocacy is very important. That's what gets these laws passed. That's what gets things moving. And so advocacy is a part of our mission. The other part is research. And this is actually one of our ALS ambassadors, Sarah Martin, who is working on some research. And one day we're confident there's going to be viable treatment, there's going to be a cure. And so research is where it's at. But probably what we are most proud of is our care services, because when I say that we have the best care services team, hands down ever, I promise you, it is the truth. Our care services coordinators go above and beyond every single day to make sure that everyone living with ALS in our territory and their families and caregivers and friends have what they need. And by saying, well, what do your care services coordinators do? This is just a sampling of what they do on a daily basis, y'all. So it is so much. And it's these four ladies. These are our four full-time staff that service over 400 individuals living with ALS in our area. And we offer a lot. We do a lot of services. We are very lucky that our chapter offers more than a lot of the other ALS Association chapters. And so that is in large part because of the amount of funds that are raised through the Walk to Defeat ALS and other events that we have. And so this, as I said, is just a little bit of what they do. And it's very overwhelming just to look at the slide. So imagine that being your job every day. And don't worry, I'm not going to quiz you on this, but if you have any questions on, where does the money go, or, what does your care services staff do, or what programs are available, we have these business cards. And of course I thought I had one, but it just disappears sometimes on me. And we have these available. So if you're out and people are like, well, where does the money go? What are you doing this for? I'm happy to get you these cards. Like, they're business size cards. They're very easy to keep in your wallet, in your pocket, in a folder, and just pass them out to people that are interested to kind of learn more. Or if someone doesn't know about the association or what ALS even is or does, these are great cards to get folks kind of into what is ALS. So the reason most of you are here is because you want to learn about the Walk to Defeat ALS. And before we move forward into 2022, I feel like it's important to kind of reflect and celebrate what happened in 2021. So we had 90 teams that participated last year. And it's so interesting because 90 is kind of our number. And if every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed with ALS. Every 90 minutes, someone loses their battle with ALS. And so it was just fitting that we actually had 90 teams last year that did our mini walks again. And so last year was our second year of the mini walks. And it was great to see these teams come, create their own event, and really push forward to make it happen. So our fundraising, our goal, we didn't really alter. It was $550,000. When the pandemic hit, our care services still had to happen, and that was a priority. We weren't going to cut any programs. In actuality, we added a few. And so decreasing the fundraising, while that's what a lot of associations did, we chose not to. We wanted to keep ourselves held, to where we knew we could be. And so when we came in at $490,000, we were very pleased, because that was more than we had raised the year before. And I always feel like, even if you don't always hit the goal, if you're doing better than you were the year before, you're doing good. And so we were very proud of that number. We had 66 returning teams and 24 new teams. And these numbers in bold, a question we get asked a lot by teams is, what is a good goal? What should I set my fundraising for? And, the 5,500 for returning teams and the 2,400 for new teams, that was just the average for last year. Obviously there's anomalies. So, the top new team last year raised over 8,000, but the least amount was 100. Same with the returning teams. Now I have 130,000 on there, and that's because one of our corporate teams did raise $130,000, which is incredible. However, our top family and friends team raised $31,000. So I kind of took out the 130 because that's just a lot. And the average was just over 5,500 last year. Raised. And both of those numbers were actually increases over the years before averages. So we were very excited with those numbers and looking forward to what is going to happen this year. So we do give out awards. Our top corporate team was Team Exelon. That's the team that raised $130,000. And if anyone has a team that can top that, I welcome you. I welcome you. Our top family and friends teams were Queen Rana and her Jesters, Team Martell and Call's Crew. And then our top new team was Goofy Grape. And normally at this point, if we were in person, I would physically hand these folks an award and, have them say a word or two, but obviously we can't do that. And so I asked these individuals when their awards came, if they would take a photo and send it to me, as well as any information they wanted to share, whether it be why they walk, or if they have tips to teams, or like different things that they do that make them successful in the fundraising realm. And first was John, and John's been with us for quite a few years. And he's just an amazing human. I feel like so many of our folks are, but he really is. And something that he does is he chooses to match donations. So himself personally, not a company. So when he was working, he would ask his coworkers to make a donation, knowing that he would then match it. Now that he has retired, he now matches it 200%. So if I donate $100 to John, he will then donate $200 himself. And so that is how much his donations have just flourished, because he is really willing himself to go above and beyond to make sure that every donation goes a little farther. And then he's seeing that people are wanting to donate because they see that he is matching that. He also had great tips to the new teams. One of them being, we have a group of ambassadors that are what we call like our super volunteers. And in the beginning, he had one of them come and speak to his group. And so he found that very beneficial. And if anybody else would, we would be happy to send an ambassador to you or a staff member. But I just really liked those little tips that John shared. And then we had Call's crew, who last year, they were the top new team. And this year, they were our bronze family team. And so what they did for their fundraising, they sold t-shirts. Their mom's favorite color was blue. And then they worked with a candle company locally in Chicago to make candles that then went to their team. And then this year, if you see on the screen, they have partnered up with someone who makes sunflower bracelets, which, if you remember, the sunflower is our chapter symbol. And so a proceeds of all of these bracelets go back to the Calls crew team. So the link is on there, and it'll be included in the minutes. But if anyone is interested in a sunflower bracelet, it's just very cool that that they have this already in the works for this year. Now, the Walk of Fame Awards. So when a team has been with us for 10 years, which is kind of unheard of in fundraising, usually teams are kind of cyclical. So we see a really big increase when someone is diagnosed. You know, the family is very passionate. They want to do whatever they can to fight this disease, and they're going to. And then, you know, the disease gets a hold of you. It gets a hold of the family, and things can get very rough and rocky, and you just don't have the time or energy to put into doing the walk. Then we kind of see an increase when individuals pass away, because it's a way for the family to continue to remember that person. They can come together once a year and just really fight back. And then we have our teams that started long ago, and they're not going anywhere. They are full of passion and love and tenacity and just everything. And so this year we have 5 teams that have been with us for 10 years, and it's 10 years from last year. So that's how we do it. So these teams started in 2012 and have not missed a beat yet. So I want to give a huge congratulations, and I wish we could stand up and giving a standing ovation. Walk for Myra, whose team captain is Norm Berliant, who's just amazing. Tanya's team are David and Joreen Gordon do it in honor of their daughter, Tanya. Wapple Horse Wish for a Cure. They do it in honor of their uncle. Keeping the Faith. Katie started it for her mother. And then House's Hearts of Hope was for Mr. Fred House. And it's these people, I feel like, you know, we're all family. And so when I feel like I intricately know these folks. And so what I did, again, because we can't be in person, I asked them to please send me a photo when they got the award and just kind of tell me what the walk means to them. And so first up, we had House's Hearts of Hope. So that is Jennifer with her mother, Donna. And if you've been to the Chicago Walk before, I guarantee you have seen them at the Sunflower Station, because they're the best. They, you know, pass out the sunflowers. They have it decorated so fun, and they're just so warm and welcoming. And Jennifer lost her father. Donna lost her husband, Fred. And that was one of the first support groups I had gone to. And I met Donna and Fred, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I love you guys. They were just so great. But the sad news is you will not see them at the Sunflower Station this year, because they will be in Alaska. So they'll be doing their mini walk there, which is super exciting for us, because then we can add Alaska to our list. But we're just very thankful that they have been with us for 10 years. And again, these stories, you can read them all when I send out the minutes, because they're pretty good. This is Katie, who she walks for her mother. So when they started the team, her mother was with us and then lost her battle, and they've been continuing the walk since then, just as kind of a way to keep her mom's memory alive. And here we have Wapple Horse Swish for a Cure. And I know that we have Dawn, and I saw Colleen pop on earlier, the Wapple Horse sisters. I know there's more, but those two are the ones that I'm most familiar with. And, you know, it's just amazing. They actually have a family. The family lives in St. Louis, but the girls, well, Colleen lives in Wisconsin and Donna's here in the Chicagoland area. And so being part of a national organization like we are is very beneficial to them, because they can have part of their family walk at the St. Louis chapter and then the other half walk with us. And so, you know, this started for their uncle, who unfortunately did lose his battle, but they continue to fight. They serve on our committees, they're ambassadors. Dawn and her parents are there getting things set up for the walk the night before. And so it's just a really good a team and a family. And again, for all of these teams, I couldn't be more proud of them. And, you know, just the things that they have done for the association are beyond. And so to our teams, I thank you. You guys are amazing. So I know I'm talking very fast because we have a lot to talk about. And then at the end, I want to be able to go in and answer any questions that you guys have. But if you have questions at any time, feel free to drop them in that chat. And I think let's do a poll, because I'm going to do it this time. So let's see how we're going to do previous participation. So you guys tell me, how long have you been with the Walk to Defeat ALS? And if you're brand new, that's super exciting. Well, super exciting no matter how long you've been involved. But I just really hope that everyone gets information out of this. Okay, right now we got our longstanding teams. I like it. I like it. I'll give you oh, we're almost there. All right. So 65% of our folks have been here 5+ years. And we have a couple that are brand new, 1 year, 2. All right. I like it. I like it. Okay, I'm going to end the poll. So good. We did it. Share results. I think I shared. Stop sharing. Oh, the polls. Okay, so let's get started with 2022. First of all, the roadmap to today. So the walk started in 2005. And 2015 was right after the Ice Bucket Challenge. So there was a lot of energy going on. The walk was a huge success, and it was just a good year to be affiliated with the ALS Association, because a lot of awareness was being made, a lot of decisions, a lot of research, just a lot was happening that was really, really good. And in 2019, I remember looking to Julie, who's our president and CEO, and I was like, this was our best walk ever. Like, this is amazing. Chicago was so much fun. And if you guys were there in 2019, it was a blast. I mean, there was so many people, and it was just the energy and just the environment and everything was just amazing. And I was like, this is crazy. We are going to just blow it out of the park next year. I mean, we couldn't have had a better event. And then this little tiny thing called COVID came. And I feel like I really didn't want to understand what it was. Samantha and I, we went to Northern Illinois the day, but the thing shut down. So I'm like, we need to plan for the Rockford walk. I mean, it was just, I wasn't ready to really give up. But of course, at that point, it was also new. No one really understood what was going on. And so as soon as we did, we transitioned into our mini walks, and which got us some pretty cool awards and accolades. And that's not why we do it, but it was nice to be recognized. And a lot of our teams and our folks got that recognition on a national level. And so in 2021, we're like, oh my gosh, can we do it again? Can we replicate that? I mean, that was really, really cool. But how do you kind of do a one-hit wonder twice? And let me tell you, if you were a team in 2021, you brought it. It was amazing. I was just in awe of the things that you guys took and then you elevated, and it was incredible. And I was like, this is amazing. It just really was. And then now we're in 2022 and we kind of came to a T in the road. Do we go all in and go mini walk, or do we go all in and go in person? And I feel like it wasn't too hard of a decision, because the people that were very passionate about wanting to keep the mini walk were very passionate about it. And the people that wanted to be in person were very passionate about that. And so that is how we decided that we were going to do a hybrid model. And that's going to look different than we've ever done before, but we trust that you guys trust us. And, you've been with us through some crazy things, and we're ready to go with this hybrid model. And that's what we're doing. So first of all, the theme, Sunflower Field of Dreams. If you haven't caught on yet, the sunflower is the official symbol of the ALS Association. We try to incorporate it in everything that we do. We even have a season sunflower hour. We have the sunflower station, which I referenced that Jennifer and her mom do at the walk. Team captains get sunflowers. Sunflowers is part of who we are. And then Field of Dreams is a nod to Lou Gehrig himself and to baseball. And so we kind of married the two, and our ambassadors did. So thank you to them for the idea. And that is what we're moving forward with, is Sunflower Field of Dreams. I do need to address that there is a subset theme going on, because in this year, the $90 shirts, which we'll talk about in a little bit, are going to be part of the Unlock ALS theme. And that is a national theme that all of the chapters are to incorporate. We have not done this as of yet. It launched in 2018, and we have not done it as of yet. We are not going to do it exactly as other chapters have. So if you've seen it, we will be doing things a little differently, but I just want you to be aware that we will have a different shirt, which will be part of the Unlock ALS, but we, the Greater Chicago chapter, our theme is Sunflower Field of Dreams. And I'm sorry if that is confusing, because trust me, we have been trying to wrap our head around how to meld them. And the best is just, we will do the Unlock to a degree, but we really are going to stay true to what our folks like, and that is the sunflower, and that is our Sunflower Field of Dreams. So with that said, our hybrid model, what does it look like? I am not going to read this to you, because I trust that everyone can read, and if not, you have someone that can share. Basically, the in-person event is open to anybody. Everyone can come. It historically has been very full. We have a lot of participation, which is amazing. And it's just a lot. So if you are in that comfort zone right now where you're not comfortable being with a lot of people, then probably the mini walk is the best way to go, because then you get to choose who you participate with. Same thing is, the in-person event, it's very large. It's got tents, it's got music, it's got food and merchandise and just all of these things, but it also has a beautiful walking path around Cantini Park. A mini walk, you choose what you do, where you go, all of that. The in-person event is June 4th. And if you want to do your mini walk, obviously we would love for you to have it on June 4th. But if that doesn't work for your schedule because of baseball or a wedding or graduation or a vacation or any of those things, you can choose the day and the time that works best for your team. Sometimes it's, we have baseball in the morning, so I can do it on June 4th. It just has to be at 3:00 in the afternoon. And that's fine, whenever you want to do it. And then obviously the where for in-person is Cantini Park, but if you're doing a mini walk, you get to choose where you want it. And so before I go into you know, where you're walking or the H's of it. Let's see this participation. So do you know yet? Do you know what you're going to do? Are you planning on coming to Cantini Park, or are you planning on doing a mini walk? Because what we're going to do is I'm going to go into a little bit of in-person planning, and then I'm going to talk a little bit to just the mini walk folks. And then at the end of all of this, one of the things I'm very interested in knowing is, would you all prefer to have a separate meeting where it's more of a conversation, it's not a webinar, where we can talk about the in-person logistics. Likewise, we can talk about the mini walk logistics. And so that'll be something to keep in your mind as we're talking about this. So, all right. Okay. We got most of y'all are coming to Cantini Park, a few mini walks and a few not sures. Well, hopefully for you not sures, after today, you will have a better kind of understanding of what you would like to do. So the next couple slides are just for the individuals that are planning to come in person, or if you're a mini walker and you're thinking you're kind of on the fence. So one big change, if you have been with us in the past, we have normally been in the north parking lot. This year, we are going to be in the south parking lot. If you were with us a few years ago, I want to say like 16, maybe 17, we were in the south lot. This has been recently paved. It's all fresh, new, ready to go. I've been out there. I've visually seen it with my eyes to make sure that we're good to go. The one biggest change, if you've been with us in the past, is at this point, we are not anticipating having to have offsite parking. So if you'd like to cheer about that, you can put some like confetti in the chat. We feel like we should be able to fit all of the cars that are coming to Cantini Park in the Cantini parking lot, because they have, with their expansion and with the way their construction has gone, they've added more spots. And so we're pretty comfortable that everyone will be able to fit inside the park. Should we have to have offsite parking, we will obviously, share that, and it will just be an overflow lot. It will not be the mandatory. It'll just be, if our lots get full, then that's where you go. The one thing that is going to be a little different is the staff of Cantini park in lot 2. So that is where we're also going to put the ALS parking. That's where I was going to have our tent village, but that doesn't work. So we're going to have all of our accessible parking in lot 2, as well as if you set up a team tent, you get one spot, and that you can park in that parking spot. Otherwise, you'll have to go to lot 4, 5, 6. And I tried to number them there so you could kind of see them. Tent Village is open from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. That will not change. That'll be the same as it was. Many of the things that we've always had, we will have again. The kids zone will look very different this year. I had no idea how much inflatables, like literally inflated their prices since a couple years ago. And so we're still going to work through the kids zone, but it will look different. So I just want everyone to be prepared about that. The other thing is our route is yet to be determined. I talked to our contact at Cantini, and we're going to meet a little closer to really figure out the best route. They have some changes that they needed to make. And so we're always pliable to do whatever, they need us to be. But so at this point, when you come in, you'll be able to drive in, number one, which is super exciting. And then you will go to the right, which is the south lots. And so this is currently what our situation looks like. Should anything changes, obviously, we will let you know as soon as possible on the website and through emails. And we'll talk about the team tents in just a bit. So here we go. It's time for the team tents. We do have a set number of tent sites available. We will have more than we did in 2019 because this lot is larger than the other lot. So if you want to reserve a space, please email me before May 15th and just put team tent. We've already had some teams responding saying, or just like preemptively, like, hey, I want a team spot. So I have a feeling they're going to go fast because people love to have them if you're not sure what a team tent is, basically we give you the space where you can come, you can set up a tent, you can set up your decorations, chairs, or you can just have a space where your team gathers. You don't have to make it extra. A lot of teams do, but it's not required at all. The team spot will be mailed out to you. I really do try to do like new teams interspersed with returning teams, just so that our returning teams are so friendly and nice that it kind of makes the new teams feel more welcome and kind of a mentor type thing. So that's how I try to do the tents. But if you would specifically like to be next to someone, when you email me, just say like, hey, Mark Corey's crew, we'd really like to be next to Sunflower Power. And I'll obviously make that happen. The one thing with your team tents is it's super, you're tailgating, that's kind of what we're going to go with this year, like tailgating for before the baseball game. The only thing different between our tailgates and like tailgating at Wrigley or Comiskey, and yes, it's Comiskey, is there's no alcohol allowed. So I'm sorry about that. But no alcohol is allowed. So that'll be the only difference in your tailgate than if you were really at the game. We will have a lot of things at the walk. And I always put we'll have weather, because weather is going to be there. We are going to be there, whether it's rain, snow, sun. If it's 100 degrees, if it's 50 degrees, we're going to be there. So you don't need to worry about a rain plan, like just bring a poncho and we're good to go. So we are very much, we push forward. Our folks with ALS don't get a day off. And so if there's one day a year that we commit to doing something, we're going to do it because we owe it to them. And it's just such a great day that even in the rain or the extreme heat or the extreme cold, we've kind of had it all. It's 100% worth it. We will have some walk branded items for sale. So we have a merchandise tent. We do have a wheelchair checkout. So if your individual living with ALS is, doesn't want to bring their wheelchair, or they're like, I can do it. And then you get there and you're like, oh my gosh, we really should have brought a walker, or we should have brought the wheelchair. We can help you out with that. We will have a checkout. We will also have emergency personnel on site. So if anything does happen, whether it's a scraped knee or something more serious, we have folks there that can help. And we have participants of all ages and abilities. So no one is too old or too young to participate. Everyone is welcome, except pets. Pets are not welcome on Cantini grounds. And so if you could please leave them at home, that would be great. If you are a team captain, here are just some things you might want to think about. And if you have any questions about these, please let me know. The one thing I really like team captains to do is, once everyone's there, is just kind of take a moment to themselves, because it's a really cool experience. And it's kind of like when you're on your wedding day and I was like, oh, just stop and take it in. That's kind of what this is, really just stop and look around and see how many people there are around you and how everyone is there for one reason. And you really become part of this family. You might not have ever wanted to be a part of it, but now you are. And these are suddenly all of your new good friends. And so really just take a moment and let it sink in how valuable and important this day is going to be, because it is. It's a really cool day. So if you're going to do the mini walk, there are a few things. So it's different in some respects: date, time, location, the route, that's different. But there's so many elements that are exactly the same. So the registration, the fundraising, the challenges, the staff support you'll get, the team size, all of that is exactly the same, whether you are in person or you are doing a mini walk. So you can expect the same staff support, all of that. The one difference, which I guess I should maybe be on the different part, is the individuals that have earned their shirt for $90, their Unlock ALS shirt, those will be mailed to the team captain for distribution. We don't mail those to every single walker on your team. We send them to you because we're anticipating you're hosting a mini walk. So you'll be seeing them on walk day. One thing that's a little different is in the past 2 years, everyone has received the supply box because it's been a mini walk. But this year, if you're coming to Cantini, you don't need the supply box. So the supply boxes this year are different. They're just a little different. Oh, hey, there's that mission card. But they're full of really fun things. And we're going to have this up at the walk too. So if you're coming to the walk, don't feel like you're missing out because you'll get a pennant too. Are these not amazing? And then we have little baseball cups, like, you put ice cream in. We're going to figure this one out. Who can go to a baseball game without Cracker Jacks? I mean, y'all, this stuff is so fun. We've got the stress ball baseballs with our logo. And of course we've got, we still got the cups and the balloons and all that kind of fun stuff. But how fun are these? I love these pennants. And so here's what I'm going to do. If you are with us right now on the call, I want you to chat in your name and your team name. And for being here, I'm going to send you all one of these. So each person that's here right now, chat in your name and your team name, and I'm going to send you your very own pennant to start waving around. And it'll be great for Lou Gehrig Day, which is coming up, and we're going to talk about that in just a minute. So pennants, if you want a pennant, chat in your name and your team name. And then, of course, also in the boxes are all of our collateral pieces. Our door hangers are back, which are just amazing. If you're new and you don't know what the door hangers are, these are for you to share around your neighborhood. So you would just put a little note with your team link, and then it tells them like, hey, we're going to walk around the neighborhood. We would love for you to come and support us. Please, visit us, cheer us on. And actually, I wish Sneakwa was on here. One of our individuals living with ALS, Sneakwa, she did that, our first mini walk, and she had neighbors coming out that A, didn't know she was living with ALS, and then B, made a donation to her team and introduced themselves to her. And so that was super exciting. So that's something that we really, the door hangers are super cool. And I do want to say, if you are not getting a box, but there are items that you need to be successful, or you think you could, like if you think, hey, I need postcards to hand out at church, or when I go to, I don't know, the dentist or whatever, or if I could have some of those mission cards, I'm happy to get that to you. Please just reach out to me and let me know, because we want to make sure everyone has the tools they need to be successful. And so whatever that means, we will make happen. So one of my little guys here is like, well, what if I change my mind? So what if I have signed up for mini walk, but wow, the in-person sounds really cool. Maybe I want to change. Or if someone was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize what a big production the in-person walk would be. I feel like I should just do a mini walk this year. That is okay. You are allowed to change your mind. 100% allowed. Just call me or email me and I will get it changed. It is not a big deal at all. We want you to do whatever it is you feel most comfortable with. So there is no pressure to do either one, just whatever you want, and you let me know and we will make it happen for you. So, here we kind of talked about the mini walk. I was a little bit ahead of myself. So one of the things though, I'm a little warm here. I feel like I should get out my little fan, hopefully we're hoping this is in hopes that June 4th is a beautifully nice, maybe a little warm day, not the snow that we've had before. So this is just what's in the supply boxes. Please note, things may change as we go. There are a few more things that aren't quite in yet. And so when those get in, obviously those will get added to the boxes, but no boxes have gone out yet. They won't start going out until next week. We like to do the kickoff first and then do the box. So for everybody, that's kind of where we stop with the split. At this point now, this is everybody is very this is where y'all need to pay attention now. So event website, that is the link. That is the direct link to get to the site. When you set up your team, you also can set up a team custom link. If you have not done that yet, or you need help, please reach out to myself or Samantha. Happy to help you. There are a few pages on the website that we feel like are going to be your very favorite. And it's when you click the more walk details, it comes up, and that's definitely the page with the most information. That's where we post everything, and then we can hyperlink it to other pages. But the page with the most is the walk details. We have super easy fundraisers, which I'm going to show you in a little bit, the social based ones. And then, which is going to be the social media graphics, because Sam creates the most amazing graphics ever. Documents available. When your team signs up, you should get this from me in the mail. It comes in a big black envelope. And it also has like a note from me. It's got the calendar sticker. It's got a theme sticker. And now I'm adding in a few extra things now that we have our collateral pieces, but this should come into the mail to every single team captain. This is a printed booklet that comes to you. The Walker handbook is just online, so you can print that yourself. Both of them are online, but the team captain kit I do send out with a little note in a few things. So both of those, I highly encourage you to check them out. And they are both on the more walk details page of the website. These are the social media tools I was talking about. So whether you want to change your profile picture, or you just want to, include a graphic instead of just your link to your page, these are more about awareness. These are just letting folks know, hey, on June 4th, there's a walk, we're participating. Here you go. We also have some fundraising ones. So when you're halfway to your goal, when you've met your goal, nice little ways to kind of keep your social media audience engaged. Same thing with recruitment. These are really fun. They really tie into our theme. Just asking people, will you join me? So putting these on your profiles, making them your profile picture, or just a post, whether it's Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter. I think you can do pictures on Twitter. Sam is my Twitter expert. I don't know Twitter. I don't tweet. So if I'm wrong, I apologize. Sam can put in the chat if I'm wrong about Twitter. But all of these are available on the website. Just click and save and you're good to go and use them. Sam also created these really fun stories. So whether you want to do engagement or awareness, or you want to do some fundraising on your social media stories, these are really great tools that are available to you, and they're just fun. It gets people to kind of, figure out learn a little bit more about you, but then also make a difference. Some of the additional tools that we have available. Oh, good. She says, yes, you can add photos on Twitter. Thank you, Sam. We have these event themed raglan shirts, and I'm actually wearing it right now. They are so fun. So they're like the 3/4 sleeve baseball shirt, if you will. And this is something that you can earn. And we'll talk about that, but love, love, love these shirts. When we chose this theme, I was like, I can see it perfectly on a raglan tee, and it came to life beautifully. We also have a whole lot of merchandise. And so in addition to having merchandise available at the walk, we also already have it available on our website, which we'll talk about later. We have profile frames. I'm sure Sam will do a couple leading up to it where you can keep your own picture, but then just have a frame around it saying that, you're participating. And then of course you have me and Sam for anything that you need. Questions, concerns, if the website is giving you trouble, if you have questions about donations, please, please, please contact us. And I really do mean that. My cell phone is listed on almost everything, and call, text, it doesn't matter, because the one thing I never want to hear is that you've spent an hour trying to figure out how to register 2 of your team members when I can do it in a couple minutes. So please, before you get super frustrated and you're just ready to throw your computer out the window, please call us or email us or text us. And we are really, truly, truly, truly happy to help you. So I've referenced fundraising a few times, and really, why does it matter? Like, I get that isn't this about awareness? Isn't this about this? And it's, yes, we do consider this our biggest support group of the year. But the reason we're able to provide so many services and fund the research and be great advocates is because of the fundraising and the funding that comes from the Walk to Defeat ALS. That is the signature event of the ALS Association. And it's just our largest fundraiser. And so fundraising is important because, again, it helps fund all of these critical mission aspects that we do day in and day out. So best practices, pretty simple, honestly. The very first thing that we have found to prove over and over again is to make a personal donation. The minute people see that you yourself have committed something, whether it's $5, $50, $100, $500, whatever the amount is, that's more irrelevant than actually the act of you making the donation. It just really helps people think, wow, okay, they're really putting their money or their mouth where their money is, or money where their mouth is, either one. The second thing is to update your personal page. So putting a picture on there, telling your story, why you're doing it. And if nothing else, just your picture, but really both of those are great. And then send the emails. In your participant center, there are a plethora of emails. You can use the templates or you can customize them. You can kind of take some of it from this one and that one and make your own. And all of your email contacts can just be imported into it, which is super easy. And you can send from there. And then social media, y'all, that has been such a big fundraiser for a lot of our folks. That is how a lot of them see it, or a lot of them do it successfully. If you do a birthday fundraiser, that is different. That one will need to be set up specifically for the ALS Association Greater Chicago chapter. If you have done it and you've set it up for the ALS Association on the national level, that's fine. Just email us and then we will have them send us back the funds and we'll put it towards your team. If you go through your participant center, then that will automatically go to your team. So if you set up through your participant center, it goes directly through your team, but that is different than a Facebook birthday fundraiser, which is needing to be set up separately. And then you would have to choose the ALS Association Greater Chicago chapter. And we're pretty good about seeing, like if we see it come through of like, oh, it was Dawn's birthday, we're like, oh, well, we know that she wants it to go to her walk team. And then obviously we would confirm before we moved anything, but that's how we would do that. So if you've been around a while, you know that we love our calendars of Donate the Date, and Sam did not disappoint again this year with her graphics. And if you're not familiar with what this is, basically it's where you post this on your Facebook or Instagram or whatever, and you ask people to sponsor the day. So if they want to sponsor May 17th, they would donate $17 to your team. If they wanted to donate, or if they wanted to give you 31, they donate 31. That's kind of how it went. And then as people sponsor, you would fill in their profile picture onto the day that they sponsored. Obviously, people can do more than one day. If they want to give you $50 and they want to add, 26 and 24 or whatever. But this is just a really fun way. People like seeing their faces. They like people knowing that they've donated and sponsored you. And so again, just a super fun way. This is all on the website, just a click save and you're off to the races. So successful team fundraisers come in so many different ways. Really anything that you can think of that you're passionate about, or if you have a certain knack for something, people like to donate to things they would have already purchased anyway. So, if you're having some sort of direct sale party, chances are they were already going to buy that pair of leggings. They were already going to buy that candle. So the fact that now it's coming back to the ALS Association is super cool and they can get behind that. If there's t-shirts that really reflect why your team is participating, that's a really big one. Handwritten notes go a really long way. You guys, just putting a note saying, hey, would love your support. The fact that you're taking that extra time to reach out to someone and ask them more so than just a general post on Facebook really does matter. Our restaurants are really starting to open back up again to having fundraisers in them. So if you have a favorite restaurant, ask them if they're willing to do a give back night. And like I said, the supply boxes do come with these postcards. So these are really good just to put someone's name on it and send them out and ask for a donation that way. And then also good calling here. You can register with Amazon Prime for ALS Association of Greater Chicago Chapter to be one of the charities for their Amazon Smile. So every time you make a purchase on Amazon, we would get a percentage of your sale, which if y'all are on Amazon as much as I am, it's a lot. So you might be wondering like, well, what is the benefit of fundraising to me? Like, I get that it's really important to the association and that's really great, but like, what do I personally get from it? And well, first of all, this is the event t-shirt for the $90. That is the national shirt for Unlock ALS, which is the national theme that all of the chapters across the country and all of the walks are adopting for this year. So that shirt is the $90. And why $90? Every 90 minutes, someone is diagnosed. Every 90 minutes, someone loses their battle. So that is why it is the $90. For our themed raglan tee, we raised it to well, it's the first year, so we didn't raise it. It's $300 will get you this tee. And that would also be available on walk day. At this time, neither of the shirts are available for sale, or if you want to buy one for $90, the other one for $300, that's fine too. But these shirts are strictly by getting raised funds. There also will be prizes and awards throughout the next few months, 2 months. So really stay focused and try to figure out how you can win those. And then also like just to be cool. I mean, to feel good about yourself, right? Like you want to feel good about someone that you're helping and, you know, all of that. So before you go, oh my gosh, I have 8 minutes, y'all. This goes so fast. I can't even tell you how fast this goes. Okay. So before you go, and there's a lot before you go, just warning you, sponsorship. We do have opportunities available. They range from $500 to $20,000. And you can download the document from our website under corporate partners, or you can contact me. I'm happy to send you, email you the document. Every level comes with different benefits and they're all stellar. We do need volunteers. So if you are interested in volunteering, there's individual positions available and there's also group positions available. So just email me and let me know like, hey, like I'm walking, but my son's baseball team needs volunteer hours. Is there something they can do? Yes, we will use them. And then obviously donations. So whether or not you're able to participate in the actual event, if you have an in-kind donation, so if you own a bakery, perhaps you're like, hey, I could donate cookies to the walk, and that's great. Let us know. We would be happy to take cookies from you. Or if you just wanted to make a monetary donation because you're unable to participate, but you want to further the cause, we obviously accept all of that as well. We communicate really in 3 main ways. Email, we like to cross the threshold, and we like to make phone calls. So emails, I will from this point forward, starting on Saturday, April 9th, you will get 1 email from me a week, and that will be on Saturdays. In the event there's an important event update or some sort of challenge, you may get one throughout the week, but really it's going to be Saturday mornings that you're going to get an email from me. So please do not opt out of the emails. If you opt out, then there's nothing I can do to get you back in without me knowing that you've opted out. So, and that becomes really troublesome as we get closer to the event and the emails do start to pick up a little bit because, you know, I'm talking about logistics or, there's been a change to the parking, or, this tent is here now, or whatever. So please do not opt out of the emails, because they really do try to have important stuff in them. And I try not to send them unless it's meaningful. We do like to cross your threshold. We like to send you tangible things that you can feel and touch and actually see. So whether it be the postcards, the team captain kits, your mini walk supply boxes, then also prizes. I mean, these are going to come. And then phone calls. I know it's some people are like, oh my gosh, you guys still call me? Just text or whatever. But sometimes we just like to check in and see how you're doing and what do you need and how can we help? So don't be scared when we call. It's more really of just a, hey, how's it going? Is there anything you need? Do you have any questions? Because sometimes we find that folks will reserve themselves and not ask us the questions because they don't want to bother us. But first of all, it's never bothering us. And second of all, then we'll just call you. So we can play it either way. But we do like to talk to you and get to know you. And, again, this is all part of a big family. And we like everybody. We want everyone to get along. So do you have a copy of our 2021 year in review? If you do not, please chat in if you would like one. It is packed full of information about the association. It goes into much more depth about our mission and what we do. And it can be a really nice tool to have that background knowledge when you're out talking about the Walk to Defeat ALS, or as you're trying to solicit donations. It really is a phenomenal document. So if you would like that, please just chat in if you don't already have it, and I can get one out to you tomorrow. Something big that's coming up on June 2nd is LG4 Day, Lou Gehrig Day. And we have these amazing postcards that explain what the day is all about. And again, we've got the pennants, we've got the little helmets, we've got the Cracker Jacks. We are ready to go. And so we want you to also be excited and take part in that. So first of all, to note, it is 2 days before the Chicago Walk. So it's already kind of a busy time, but the Cubs are at home and they are against the Cardinals, which is huge. Unfortunately, the White Sox are in Toronto, so you're probably not going to get to Toronto and back for the walk, but you never know. So you could dress in your favorite team gear. You could have that super fun baseball themed snack that you want, or just honor Lou Gehrig in your own special way. But however you choose to participate, if you would be willing to send your photos to Samantha, that's her email address, or just tag us on social media at ALSA Chicago, that would be great. I have gotten some messages from some of you today because an organization posted that they had tickets available, and we are working on that. So please, thank you for not purchasing any yet, and wait until you hear the official word from us. But I appreciate you guys reaching out and asking, because that was a great question that kind of caught us off guard today a little bit, because we were just waiting for our tickets. So mark your calendar. Our first challenge is actually going to start tonight. So as soon as this ends, challenge 1 begins. And then it's going to be focused on registration. Next week, we're going to have one focused on emails. And then the following week, we're going to have one focused on fundraising. So the next 2 weeks, you will get an email from me on a Tuesday as well as a Saturday. Just letting you know up front. Team meetings, I have on here to be determined, because this is something I want you guys to think about. And is it something you guys would like to have? We've offered them in the past, and they go over okay. Sometimes we have a few people, sometimes we have a lot. It just depends. But if we were to do them, I feel like it would be best to keep them separate of in-person and mini walk focus. So there already would be 2. But then just what would you want to learn? Or would you rather just have like a Q&A session with us? Or what would you like? So you don't necessarily have to answer tonight, but if you do, go ahead and chat it in. But just think about it and let me know if that's something that's interested you, because we're very much open to it. It's just we want to make sure it's something that you guys think would be valuable. And then our calendar sticker, these have been a huge hit. They come with your team captain guide. They are stickers that go on your calendar, so you know that it's event day. If you don't have one and you would like one, I'm happy to put it in with your pennant. Actually, I'll just do that anyway. So if you're getting a pennant, I'll go ahead and throw a sticker in because they're super fun and it looks really cool on your calendar, to be quite honest. So I just, oh gosh, it's 8 o'clock. Quickly want to go over the most commonly asked questions that we get as staff, and then hopefully then we'll do some Q&A. But checks, do we accept them? Yes, we do. They need to be made payable to the ALS Association Greater Chicago chapter. Please include WTD, Walk to Defeat Chicago, and your team name. That way we know where to credit that. And then here is our mailing address. Registration, everyone, regardless of age, regardless of ability, every single person that's going to participate in the Walk to Defeat ALS needs to be registered, most importantly because of the liability waiver, and just so you know kind of what you're getting yourself into in a good way. Shirts, a big one. So event shirts are $90 a person, and the raglan tees are the $300 in fundraising. Shirts are given at the walk. Unless you're a mini walk team, then your event shirts are mailed to the team captain. They are not for sale at all. And only registered participants can get a shirt. This is a big one that comes up every single year. So folks think if I raise $100, but Joe Smith gave me 90, then Joe Smith gets a shirt because he donated 90, but then I get a shirt because he donated it to me. And that's not how it works. You have to be a registered participant to earn the shirt. Donors do not get the shirts unless they are a registered participant. Now, if I donated $100 to myself, then yes, I would get a shirt and I'd be considered a donor, but I'm also a registered fundraiser. So that's a really big one we get every year. And I'm happy to answer it again or go into the logistics behind that. But basically, just registered participants get the shirt. Do you need to bring money on site? Well, if you're turning in donations, absolutely. That's where you would turn it in. And then also the merchandise. So if you're planning on purchasing any merchandise, that is cash or card. And that is our merchandise website, alsmerch.com. Really cool stuff on there. It gets updated quite frequently, so check it out. But beyond that, we do not charge on site for the entertainment, for the food, for the kids zone activities, whatever that looks like. That stuff is at no charge. Obviously, you're more than welcome to donate and help with those costs, but it is not required. So if anyone is telling you that you need to buy your hot dog or your food or whatever it is, that's not true. Come see me at the walk. So do we have any questions? I'll just give it here a minute. I know Sam's been doing a great job of answering, and maybe let's just give it a minute and see if anyone has any questions. I want to make sure we get them all. Yes, Tracy, can the mini walk be after June 4th? Absolutely, it can be. It can really be any time before the end of the year, if you would like it to be. So our books close on December 31st. So as long as your mini walk is done before then, that is great. We also have a mini walk that happens in Northern Illinois in July. And then we have a couple that are in September in Peoria and Champaign. And so we it's all walk season. And so, yeah, mini walks can happen anytime, whenever it fits with your schedule. So any other questions? It's going to be a great year, you guys. It really is. We are so excited to be back in person and just to see people again. But if you're a mini walk team, we're just super excited for you too, because it's just going to be great. It's going to be great. Okay, I don't think I see any more questions. So challenge time. This is the challenge. So the first challenge is 2 parts. So there's 2 different ways to win. Number 1 is to build your team. So each team that increases their members by 25% with a minimum of 5 team members by Saturday, April 9th at 12 o'clock will be entered to win a Crumble Cookies gift card. And I did go into Crumble Cookies to get the gift cards, you guys, and I may have gotten a cookie for myself. It was delicious. So Crumble Cookies gift card for the person who, or the team that increases by 25%, you'll be entered in. And so really, like, you registering and then asking your family, your friends, neighbors, coworkers, and having them ask their folks. And it really can build from there. And the second part of the challenge is just by registering. So if you are registered, you're already entered. Encourage everyone else that registers automatically gets an entry. If you do not have a team and you are interested in being part of a team, our staff team is Sunflower Power, and you are always 100% welcome to join our team. We welcome you to join our team. So this is the challenge. It goes until Saturday at noon, but I'm going to give you all a hint real fast. I have a meeting on Saturday until 1 o'clock. So it's probably going to go until like 3 o'clock, this challenge. But a Crumble gift card is on the line and an Amazon gift card. So got some good stuff here. So that is challenge number 1. And yes, I think we've concluded. It's been so much fun just talking. It goes so fast, but I hope that you all have learned something. Oh, I have one more poll. Let's see who's still on here. Hopefully you found this insightful and helpful. And if you did, great. If you didn't, it's okay. Just tell me what we could have done better, or what you were hoping that you would get. Oh, good, y'all. Thank you. You all put yes. That makes me very happy. So again, thank you so much for being here and just continuing this fight. And if you've been a mini walk team that hasn't been able to be in person with us yet, I'm just super excited for you too, because now you get to see kind of the big to do. So it's going to be great. So I thank you so much. And if at any point you have questions, please just reach out to me and I'm happy to help you. And yeah, take care and I'll see you soon.